And then you look at what's going on in Spain, and then you say to yourself, oh, maybe mass migration is used as a weapon. Well, of course it is. It always has been and always will be. I mean, when I was in middle school, I remember I got into a fight with a Jewish boy, and he used an immigrant as a weapon. That's right. It was a small little Mexican man named Jesus. He took him and he swung him. He did. He swung him at me several times, actually, like a lot. And thankfully he missed, but you could hear him. What you do? Got you. So he tried to use a Mexican immigrant. Now, after I was attacked by this student who happened to be Jewish, he happened to be Jewish, and I love Jewish people, I do. There were claw marks, and I remember that. Haven't forgotten it. And you shouldn't either. Whiny bitch. So he tried to use a Mexican immigrant, tried to use him as a weapon, and this, of course, happens repeatedly today, as we know this. Israel continues to use immigrants as weapons. We look at World War II, the Allied forces, so-called Allied forces, they bombed Dresden using immigrants. They dropped a lot of Mexicans on Dresden. We know that, we do. A lot of people were killed. They were murdered. They were. That was, of course, until they started using atomic weapons, nuclear weapons, which were not invented by people. Like, I don't believe that. I never have believed that. Not for a second. That atomic weapons and the atom bomb was invented by a person. It wasn't. It was invented by an alien, maybe from Mars or even Saturn or Spain. They weren't invented by human beings. They were invented by demons. And when I was molested by a demon in my sleep, I could feel its warhead going off in what looked like a mushroom cloud in my bed. I do remember that. I do. And even my dogs were like, that's a demon and that's an atomic bomb. And so you look back on World War and death and murder and the use of immigrants as weapons, which was disgusting. It was. And immediately you're called what? A Nazi? An anti-Semite? Oh, shut up, Nazi! And so you look back at World War II and you look back at the outcomes of World War II and you ask yourself, are we better off? Using immigrants as weapons, whether you're a school bully or you're a military, we don't do that. And I say that as a man, as a white person, as a Christian. I really believe that. And atomic weapons were not made by people. People aren't real. Nothing is real. What is this? Are we in a simulation? I don't know. You okay? Is there anything else? What are we doing here?
Just keep riffing.
Did Erica text me back?
I don't see anything.
No?
Yeah, no response.
Nothing?
Yeah, sorry. Still unread, actually.
Okay. Megan?
Oh, yeah. Right away.
Of course.
I can't do it. Anyway, folks, hey, welcome to the program. You know, when I sit down and I think about content, what we can talk about, what's going on, etc. And you know, right now there's a lot to talk about. I played that video because it's very funny. Let me tell you why it's very funny. And this is what I was going to talk about, but I changed my mind. I'm noticing all kinds of people, influencers, whatever, super mega patriots, whatever, rapidly turning on Donald Trump. In fact, I've got a poll on my Twitter about this. And I'm trying to understand what's going on. Of course, we're headed in the midterms. It's going to be a poop show for sure, right? But for a while, we've been tracking many different things. And I guess I had to come to the reality that when you watch certain people tweet or post certain things, you watch a broader circle of people that are sharing the same negative things, but they all take the same thing. And it's literally within minutes of each other. It's go beep, 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 and they are hitting. And I think people are beginning to see that, like you kind of alluded to at the end of the joke there, that we're trapped in this ridiculous, horrible psychological warfare. And a lot of times we're being pushed around as pawns. And so, yeah, I could cover that. But you know what I'd rather do? I want to focus on something interesting and something good. And that's just to remind you that out there amongst all of us mere mortals, there is common sense. It's out there. It needs to come back, but it's out there. By the way, today's program, here's some common sense for you. Today's program is brought to you by the fine folks at Goldco. I'm just asking you to go to jovanlovesgold.com. It's why I partnered with Goldco. Digital money's coming. They're going to go digital. Everything's going to be tracked. It's just the way it is. You've got to have some physical assets that are tradable. You do. So I'm just asking you to go to jovanlovesgold.com, get your brain fed, and then be the adult in the room, make the best decision for you. I don't have to tell you it's a quantum CFS blockchain, or normally they're doing it by satellite. Doom, 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 gloom, gloom, gloom. They're all reptilian lizardoids. Do it now. You don't need that fear-mongering bullshit. You just need to feed your brain. So will you feed your brain? Go to jovanlovesgold.com, request your free gold and silver kit today, because now's the time to protect your money with gold and silver. I don't want to be in a position, happens all the time, say, look, I've only been telling you for years. Don't put it off. By the way, I dropped a podcast yesterday called The Seed Monster, Killing Our Food Supply. I went much deeper than I've gone before in this. You'll find it over on my Substack, SoundCloud, other places. It's an interesting listen. See if you can understand what's going on about controlling people, etc. Because, look, there's no doubt we are in the middle of a crap show. There's no doubt nobody's using common sense to think this through.
Housing is a human right.
People over profit!
Workers deserve more.
Defund the police!
Oh, I hate it here. Just literally get me to the future.
I'll take you, let's go!
Seriously?
Buckle up and get ready to see the future you've been waiting for.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Where are we?
Your hometown. In the future. Housing's guaranteed now. Everyone gets a home of their own.
Wait, everyone gets free housing from the government? Ooh, can mine be near the beach or have a pool?
Maybe, but probably not. Beach property is very rare, so you'll probably be assigned one of these.
Oh, but I don't want to live here.
Well, you don't have a choice. Can you believe it? The future finally has zero waste.
Incredible. Can I please have an iced oat milk latte? Did you bring your own mug? No mug, no service. Oh, okay. If I bring my own mug, can I get the oat milk latte? Oat milk latte? Oat milk is very wasteful. We only serve black coffee, nothing else.
Forget about the coffee shop. Wait till you see the government-run grocery stores.
Wait, you mean to tell me the government pays for my groceries now?
The future is bright.
This can't be right. $40 for eggs? The coupon is only for $100. I won't be able to afford groceries.
The future's also a little bit expensive.
Oh my gosh, someone call the police!
What do you mean, police? There's no police anymore. Have some compassion. She's probably having a hard time.
I think I have to get out of here.
No problem. It's a perfect time to show you the public transit. It's all free now.
Oh, that's good. Wait, why isn't anyone driving them?
Workers deserve more, so the drivers don't actually show up usually. But they're nice trains to hang out in.
I don't think I'm feeling so good.
You'll be happy to know that healthcare is totally free now for everyone.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, you came at the right time. The wait for an appointment is only 72 days. Wait, are you serious? Well, if it's an emergency, it's only a 2-week wait. I need to go home. You need to take me home, please, right now.
But Maya, this is the future you wanted. Isn't it wonderful? Take me back!
Yeah, beware of the gap between promises and reality. No joke. What we don't want to do is we want to be able to see it out in front of us and avoid it and not have it smack us. Anyway, here's what we're going to do in this program. I just wanted to share with you some common sense. It's out there still. Give you some hope. Maybe we can make common sense catch on. By the way, here's a little funny one for you. Might help you start your day. Let me kind of cleanse your palate before we get started on common sense.
Listen, they said you sounded like an owl.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Sound like an owl?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
You sounded like an owl. That's what they said.
Who?
They said you sounded like an owl.
Owl?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Jordan, they said you sounded like an owl.
Who?
Who? Anyway, let's do a dose of common sense. It still exists in our world, even in our extremely liberal, acronym, mucked up world. Who?
Let's talk about you and your boo. When did you meet them?
Them? I only got one.
Well, child, you know, these days, I don't know. I got to know the pronouns before I start talking.
We ain't got no damn pronouns up in here. We no. That's
Okay, well, him.
I got a
When did you meet
tallywacker.
him?
That's a he.
Okay, well, when
We don't do all that shit.
when did you meet
I ain't
him?
doing all that day, DM, elegy. I don't do all
Man,
that.
I don't want to offend
That
nobody,
shit's
so
still.
I gotta make sure.
Fuck all that. What the LGBTQI element of WWF? Shut the fuck up. You gay, you straight, you white, you black, you a boy, you a girl. You got a coochie, you a girl.
Okay.
Damn, I'm finna piss people off with that.
You know you are, but it's okay. I'm sure you done pissed people off before.
I sure have.
Okay, your boo. When did you meet them? Him.
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 It ain't no them. It's only one of them.
When did
I
you
got
meet him?
one.
When did you meet him?
Him.
When
did you meet them?
What?
Them is plural.
I'm just being nice.
Singular.
I'm just being respectful.
I'm just trying to be respectful. It's refreshing to see and have people that have just common sense. Now, let me remind you, in the liberal world, and this is why we're taking a look at common sense, just to remind you it's out there. It's kind of funny you can go to college and have no common sense.
Hey, it's okay if you didn't finish college. That's fine.
Do you think I didn't finish college?
I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting right now. I don't know.
Where do you go to school?
Here at OU.
What's your degree?
Art.
Art?
Yeah.
Which one?
Studio.
Studio? You want to know some funny thing?
What is the funny thing?
I actually started school at the University of Oklahoma.
I bet you did.
As an art student.
Oh, I bet you did.
Studio. I did about a year and a half of studio art. Then I took some philosophy classes. Then I get my undergraduate degree in philosophy with a minor in history of science.
And you did all that and you still chose to be out here doing
And philosophy. And then, crazy enough, because I had gotten really into the history of science, I stayed at the University of Oklahoma and I got a master's degree in the history of science.
Good for you.
And the entire time, I was a funded student, teaching, no less. Whenever I was, what's the name of the biggest scholarship that you can get as an incoming studio art student?
I don't even know. I was an incoming biology student, and I went to that class, and I said, this sounds fucking lame,
Yeah.
so I chose the art degree.
So I had the Selma Nafee scholarship entering the studio art
Okay,
program.
wait, hold on, sorry. I gotta look for gold stars really
Yeah.
quick. I don't know if I have any gold stars.
See, the thing
I'm
is
sorry.
you brought it up and you said, because I was an advocate of extending the laws against murder equally to all people, that I must not have gone to school. And I started to tell you that I went to the school longer than you have and longer than you will.
You got a degree, and that's really, really awesome for you.
Not a degree.
Personally, I don't give that much of a fuck.
Multiple degrees.
Awesome.
Not what I base my argument on, but that is how I refute your assertion and accusation that I'm clearly uneducated.
Okay.
He must be uneducated because he's out there advocating to stop human abortion. She knows. I'm going to college. I don't know if you caught. Started out as a biology major, and I said, screw that stuff. This doesn't make sense. This is a penis. This is a vajayjay. What? That's not true. What we're doing is I'm just reminding you common sense is still out there. And it's common sense that if you leave your cities in ruins, unchecked, flooded with illegals, you're going to get your city in some deep doo-doo, figuratively and literally.
Oh, I'm going to throw up. Oh, I'm going to throw up. Oh, I'm sick. I'm like literally almost going to cry. I just stepped. I'm wearing flip-flops in human shit. I'm moving. Oh, this was it.
Now, that's in New York City. Isn't it common sense that if your city's out of control and people are pooping and peeing on the sidewalks, remember the number one downloaded app for Metro San Francisco is Poop Plotter. Yeah, to let you know where people have pooped in the street so you can avoid it. Unless you got a big event happening in San Francisco, then they deploy crews and they clean up the poop temporarily, and then it's okay to go back pooping as normal. I had to think about that one for a minute. We've probably all done this if you told the truth. It's a summer day. You're running around the yards with your friends barefooted. And invariably, you're the one that steps in the dog poop and it squishes between your toes. Does that happen to you? Come on, tell the truth. Have you ever stepped in a steaming pile of dog turd? Many of us has done it. It's kind of gross, right? We stepped in dog poo. There's something worse when it's human. I remember one of the things we used to tell my sister, close your ears if you have a queasy stomach. We used to call her Bubble Butt and Bubble Booger, because she was always picking her nose. I happened to be the dumb SOB that one night watching TV, Walt Disney World, laying in the living room, got up, shuffled my feet across the carpet. Something was squishy between my big toe, and I get down it, and it's a big, flat, gross booger, and it's my sister's booger. There's something about it if it's human. But can you imagine walking the street and stepping in human poo?
Oh, I'm going to throw up. Oh, I'm going to throw up. Oh, I'm sick. I'm like literally almost going to cry. I just stepped. I'm wearing flip-flops in human shit. I'm moving. Oh, this was it.
We have such a wonderful city. You see our museum over here. Look, this nice old brown stone. Oh, it's brown. It's not a stone. Don't step in it. Step aside. Sorry, you racist pig. What do you mean calling out that it's human poo? That's an ancient Islamic public ritual of praise. That is not disgusting. Again, what we're doing is I just went out searching for people who had some common sense. And it seems there's still common sense globally.
Interesting what you're saying here. 68 million people now live in England, going up, UN estimates. At what stage does the panel and people think this country has had enough? That we should close the borders, completely close the borders, because it's got to the stage now is there's no education, schooling, infrastructure. It's enough. We are sinking. Surely someone's got to see common sense and say enough is enough. You've got people flooding into this country that cannot speak English. I've come from London. In the National Health Service, everything's written in different languages. How much is that costing? How much is it costing for the interpreters? Sorry, madam. How much is it costing for the interpreters? I was in hospital last week. The interpreter never turned up for the people who couldn't speak English. She was paid. They all had to go on, and all the radiologists stood around doing nothing. What sort of country is allowing this? What sort of country is allowing this tourism to come in? You arrive in a plane, you get free service, you can have your babies, you can just carry on having it all for free. Why haven't they got points set up in the hospitals and you pay like you do in every other country you go to? You wouldn't turn up in America and be allowed to go for free.
Common sense, don't you love it? Now, you know and I know she's speaking the truth. You know and I know that the UK has fallen. Just like our kids in the United States can't read, it's ridiculous. Okay, look, let's just go to the UK and check on the students, shall we?
6 in history and a 6 in maths as well.
And I got into my sixth form, which I thought I didn't get in.
So I got a 7 in computer science, I got a 6 in English language, 6 in English lit, 6 in maths, I got a 6 in chemistry.
Sport study, I got distinction 2. English language, I got a 6. Combined science, I got a 7. For maths, I got a 7. And for business, I got a 6.
A level 2 distinction star in sports science, a 6 in literature, 8 in language, a 6 in combined science, and a level 2 distinction in hospitality and catering. So that's all good.
The UK is looking quite different.
You wrote, under a colorblind system that judged applicants only by academic qualifications, blacks would make up 0.7% of Harvard students. Am I right in understanding that that line was the line used against you in 2024 as quote-unquote evidence of you being racist?
Oh, that was one of the main ones, yeah. That's literally a statistic from Harvard. Harvard conducted...
Remember Jason Arday, the fellow who fabricated so much stuff on his Cambridge professorship, couldn't speak till he was 12, right? Had a sign language his whole life, did more data than Google combined, the second most impressive tech CEO. Sorry, wait, that's the guy for the Antifa. I'll get him confused. Oh, had 3 MIT degrees before he was even born. Wait, no, that's Shiva. Hang on, let me go back. Remember the guy that got exposed for all the fake crap? This is the fellow professor who started exposing it. Now, the stories now in this Araday stuff, no common sense involved, right? He'll be martyred like George Floyd, is they're calling him racist. I want you to listen and by the way, they just recently put him on suspension. This fellow you're going to hear, put him on suspension, and more than likely he's going to get sacked. That was decided by the head lady of all of the academic whatever, that he must be expelled. I'm sorry, but that lady is a dude dressed in a dress that wants to be addressed as a lady, has suspended this guy for telling the truth. But here's where the quote that he was racist comes from, and it's a dose of common sense.
You wrote, under a colorblind system that judged applicants only by academic qualifications, blacks would make up 0.7% of Harvard students. Am I right in understanding that that line was the line used against you in 2024 as quote-unquote evidence of you being racist?
Oh, that was one of the main ones, yeah. That's literally a statistic from Harvard. Harvard conducted an internal study in 2013, which concluded if admissions were based only on grades and test scores, that the undergraduate population would be 0.67%. They were forced to reveal that in the Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard lawsuit, a very famous case where organization representing Asians sued Harvard for discriminating against them. So Harvard have a formula for determining who to admit, and they would systematically give Asian applicants low scores on the measure that they called personality, and they would give black applicants very high scores on this. And the Supreme Court of the United States recognized what this was, which was racial discrimination against Asians. So most of the black students who were admitted would not have been admitted under a colorblind system.
There's nothing more alarming to the system than truth and common sense. It's just worth playing again. Listen to him quoting Harvard's study as absolute facts of what Harvard said, but because he's a white guy and he said it, they said he's racist because he's the one that called out the fake.
You wrote, under a colorblind system that judged applicants only by academic qualifications, blacks would make up 0.7% of Harvard students. Am I right in understanding that that line was the line used against you in 2024 as quote-unquote evidence of you being racist?
Oh, that was one of the main ones, yeah. That's literally a statistic from Harvard. Harvard conducted an internal study in 2013, which concluded if admissions were based only on grades and test scores, that the undergraduate population would be 0.67%. They were forced to reveal that in the Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard lawsuit, a very famous case where organization representing Asians sued Harvard for discriminating against them. So Harvard have a formula for determining who to admit, and they would systematically give Asian applicants low scores on the measure that they called personality, and they would give black applicants very high scores on this. And the Supreme Court of the United States recognized what this was, which was racial discrimination against Asians. So most of the black students who were admitted would not have been admitted under a colorblind system.
Yeah, I've called this out. The hashtag I use is Wakanda propaganda. Wakanda propaganda! But you see how the system does not value, cherish, or merit common sense. Speaking of this Araday fellow, here's some common sense. See if you can figure out why the left will discount it. Probably because who it's coming from.
Jason Arday should not be dead. And he's dead because he didn't tell the truth. And the universities didn't look for the truth. And his peers didn't ask for the truth. Some of the focus on Jason was racist, and the majority was not. Dismissing the rational majority because of the racist minority is irrational. We could have avoided this tragedy with the truth. An analogy. The NBA is 78% black and 19% white, but the US is 13% black and 57% white. So the NBA concludes this means their system is broken. After all, it must mean they're discriminating against white people, right? So alongside points and rebounds, they start weighing lived experience and hardship. Next year, the number of white players increases by 50%. The NBA says this record rise in the number of white players is a credit to their hard work and ability. We have not lowered entry standards. One day, a new player gets signed to the Lakers. His name is Bob, and he's white. Bob's stats are mid. Bob's story is amazing. Bob says he played college at Duke, Michigan, and UConn. Bob says he couldn't even walk until 11. Bob says he ran 600 miles in 6 days. Nobody checks. After all, he's a minority. He needs protecting. Bob isn't very good. But black players don't say anything publicly because they don't want to be called racist. And white players don't say anything because they don't want to feed the racist or be called a race traitor. Eventually, Nick, a fellow player, says Bob is lying. People say Nick is a racist. Maybe they're right, but Bob is still lying. Now, there are 3 groups of critics. A, there's racists who hate white people. B, there's people who hate double standards because humans abhor an imbalance. And C, people who quietly suspected that not all the white players were the best, but didn't have proof. Bob's defenders say all the critics are just Group A, racists. But B and C didn't care about race. They just wanted to watch basketball played by the best. Not the good enough, the best. They never doubted whether a white player was the best before the NBA's decision. But when you make race a factor in a system, people are going to wonder if race is a factor. And that's true even if you're trying to correct for past systems of oppression. Jason Arday got a job he didn't deserve by lying. Cambridge didn't scrutinize him because he was black. Other black professors didn't raise their private concerns publicly because he was black. Jason could have told the truth. Jason's employers could have looked for the truth. This could have been handled years ago. Quietly, before Jason flew so close to the sun on waxen wings, before he fell from a height so great that the crash killed him. But for years, people decided the truth was not the most important thing. racial solidarity was. They cared more about the reaction to Jason than about Jason's actions. Institutions tried to replace old discrimination with new double standards. But double standards eventually collapse. And now a troubled man is dead. Because a life built on lies always falls apart. If you want to support my mission of bringing you honesty and clarity, become a paid subscriber to my newsletter. Even if you never read it, it's the best way to support my mission.
Talk about clarity. What a brilliant teaching analogy. I find it very refreshing when people can clearly look through things, because so many people, by this system, when you adopt the system standards, what the system tells you should be valued. You know, influencers look at me, hey, name it after me program, because I've named it after me because it's all about me program. But I want you to think I'm doing it for you. You know what I mean? The weird mashup of values. Here's some more common sense.
Y'all kill me. Y'all think I'm gonna look this pretty and not have kids? Y'all think y'all the only one?
You think I'm gonna look this pretty? You think I'm gonna lick this pretty and not have kids? If you need translation, I'll translate for you. But she has kids because she looks pretty. What? Wait a minute.
Y'all kill me. Y'all think I'm gonna look this pretty and not have kids? Y'all think y'all the only one that's ever approached me and wanted to like be with me? No. I have 7 kids for a reason. I have 4 baby daddies for a reason.
Can I be the one to tell you what that reason is? I could pretty much guarantee you your reason is going to be different from mine. For you to say you have 7 kids for a reason, you have 4 babies, fathers for a reason, and you say whoever guy's trying to approach you is not the only one trying to be with you. First of all, clearly no one wants to be with you. They want to be inside of you, which you are clearly not opposed to. But you don't understand that your value has been severely diminished, not because you have kids. Kids are fine. But because you have kids by multiple men. And it doesn't look like you'd be willing to stop anytime soon. But you have no ring on your finger. I'm very unsure where the attitude comes from. Realistically, anyone that wants to even give you the time of day is actually doing you a favor.
I love common sense. And that's why I've decided to bring you some common sense every now and then to let you know it's still out there. By the way, I'm going to hop over to my local snacks. If you're on Rumble, get a little red oval. We're going to have a candid conversation about things I see going on that I'm struggling with. I don't like what I see, but we're going to talk about it. And because it involves politics and crap like that, I'm going to do it over at my locals. That's at Jovan, Hutton, Pulitzer.locals.com. Watch for the link in the closing credits. First, let me kind of clear your palate.
Chair throne, flip-flops, bathrobe, prepaid phone, lights his grill like a wizard spell. Y'all ate for the council of Taco Bell. Frodo on a four-wheeler, barefoot tank top, ring on a keychain from the pawn shop. Sam's in the back with a 12-pack stash, yelling, I make tater salad, y'all smash. Welcome to the trailer park of the range, where one does not simply borrow my things. You shall not pass at the gravel road gate, unless you got beer or you owe me from 08. Motors that live with the burned out swings. We're the redneck fellowship of the range. Aragon's name on his work shirt reads Earl drives a rusted out truck with a rebel girl. Lego's got a mullet, bleach blonde tips, shotgun aim, true spitting sunflower spits. Gimli's in a cut-off beard like steel, tiny little legs on his big old grill. They argue about NASCAR spitting a cup. Whoever wins beer pong's the king, step up. Welcome to Trailer Park of the Range, where one does not simply borrow my things. You shall not pass dreams, one does not simply walk past my cooler, that's my sweet tea. Tries the ring on just to get more dips, instantly trips over all his empties. Gollum in a kiddie pool full of ice, croaks my precious to the Cajun rice, steals all the wings from the barbecue pit. Filthy hobbit says never bring enough dip. Welcome to the trailer park of the range, where one does not simply borrow my things. You shall not pass at the gravel road gate, unless you got beer or you owe me from 08. More doors than life with the burned out swings, with a redneck fellowship of the rain. Saramon's tower is a rusty crane, stealing cable off the neighbor's lane. Orcs in wife beaters, mud on their boots, blasting fireworks at the chickens and coops. And Adrienne runs a vape shop stand, Palm read a tarot spray tan can. Says if I took that ring, boy, I'd own this park and your ex-wife's ride. They hitch a busted boat to a shopping cart. Road trip, boys, this is where it starts. Mount Doom's just a county dump at night, glowing orange from the Christmas lights. Frodo says, Sam, if I don't pull through, clear my tabs at the drive-thru. Sam says, I ain't letting you go alone, we still got combo meals on loan. You shall not pass on the speed bump hill, trailer park, Middle Earth standing still. One ring lost in the septic tank spring, just another day in the trailer park of the rain.
Why do you believe what you believe? Did you choose your religion, or did it choose you through family habit? Did you know a single fiery argument 2,000 years ago, or a fight 700 years ago, or a split that happened because of buttons on a coat, or the exact spelling of Jesus' name, or one Greek letter that decided whether Christ had one nature or two, may have formed the religion you follow? Maybe you never knew what formed your religion was the conflict over the use of 2 fingers over 3 fingers. Most of us walk through life with a faith we inherited, but never truly examined. We call ourselves Christian, non-denominational, spiritual, Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness, Amish, Mennonite, Old Believer, or just churchgoer, without knowing the shocking stories behind the brand we wear. Things like one failed prophecy in 1844 or 1914, or even slavery in the Civil War, may have decided your religion. Maybe Charles Darwin decided your religion. Debates over whether God or Jesus removes sins, or bread only, wine only, or both for communion. Maybe it was just sprinkling a baby or dunk deep for baptismal. Was it prayer must be silent off in a corner, or must be loud on your knees? Married priests or celibate, Latin or Greek, facing the sun or turning your back to the sun when you pray? These weren't small disagreements. They fractured churches, created whole new movements, sparked executions for heresy, sometimes caused the murder of millions, and shaped the spiritual lives of billions. One group banned bright colors as demonic. Another argued over how to punish the disobedient. Gurneyites, Hiskites, Wilburites, Hutterites, names most have never heard, yet they still quietly divide people today. Blind Faith is the most exhaustive, no-holds-barred deep dive ever published into the hidden history of the faith, religion, and church you think you know. It pulls back the curtain on a 2,000-year war of ideas, politics, power, and sincere conviction that turns sincere believers against one another over questions that still echo in our churches, our families, and our culture wars. This isn't dry theology. It's a straight-talking layman's journey that forces you to confront the uncomfortable truth. Much of what we accept as just the way it is started as human arguments dressed up as divine will. Faith is powerful, but blind faith blinds us to facts, to history, and sometimes even to the very truth it claims to defend. Dig deep. Question everything you thought you knew, because until you understand where your faith really came from, you're not truly walking in it, you're just following the path someone else cut centuries ago. Are you ready to see